Can you believe it? We are almost in June. Half of 2026 is behind us, and it is about time for a real estate market update. Here is what we are seeing in the East Bay, and it is a big shift from what we were used to. We have been seeing a lot more inventory across all the markets. Homeowners are selling, buying, and relocating. And because of that, the market is normal again. Buyers and sellers are finally adjusting, and we are seeing something we have not seen in a while. And what is that? It is negotiating. And let's go over the numbers in our area. So let's start with the big picture. Even though we are seeing more homes hitting the market, the key shift is how people are behaving. Sellers are pricing more strategically. Buyers are taking their time and being selective, and deals are coming together through negotiation, not just bidding wars. Now, let's talk about pricing. Prices are no longer pushing aggressively upward. Instead, they are adjusting and stabilizing depending on the area. If we look at this graph right here, we can see the prices reached their peak in the middle of 2022, right before the Feds started increasing the interest rates. And right after that, and I recall exactly when was that, it was May of 2022 when interest rates started to go up. It literally doubled in a very, very short time, and home prices did start to adjust. And we can see that clearly. In 2022, prices reached all-time high, 1,350, and then they started to adjust after May of 2022. And when we look at sales, homes are still selling, but the process is more balanced and thoughtful. This is what a normalizing market looks like. And when we look at the market overall, we can see that the inventory building up compared to pandemic years with very tight inventory, and prices have leveled off after reaching all-time high, and sales are steady and more measured. So we are moving from extremes to a more balanced and sustainable real estate market. And let's look at our local market here, city by city. And here is the breakdown for the Tri-Valley area. The inventory, we are seeing a mix of increases and decreases depending on the city. In Alamo, we are down 38%. In Pleasanton, the inventory is down 37%. In Livermore, the inventory is down 29%. So we can see that the inventory is still tight in those areas. In Dublin, inventory have increased by 21%, and San Ramon, the inventory is up as well. And we can see that there are more options for buyers in those cities. Next, let's look at the prices. Prices are not moving in one direction. They are splitting by market. In Alamo, we can see prices going up by 16%. Very strong luxury demand. In Dublin, prices are up 6%, mid-range. In San Ramon, we can see a slight increase. But in Danville, prices are down 7%, Pleasanton down 6%, and Livermore stayed about the same. And here we can see a clear shift towards price alignment with buyers' expectations. And I have to tell you here that luxury market is not suffering at all. Actually, those are the homes that are in very high demand. And let's look at the sales activity in the Tri-Valley area. Again, very mixed depending on the location. In Alamo, we can see that sales are up 24%. In San Ramon, sales are up 33%. Dublin is slightly up. Here, the numbers tell you that luxury market is a very high demand. And we can see decline in the number of sales in Pleasanton, Danville, and Livermore. Buyers are being more selective and they do negotiate harder. And as we all know, the real estate market is very hyper local. So there are those pocket areas in every city that remain high demand. But I have to tell you, not because you are in the west side, Danville, you price your house at 80 number. You definitely have to price your house strategically, and the market will dictate how much the house will sell for. There was a house that was listed for 2.9 million, and the house was spectacular. Guess what? It sold for $3.4 million. So the market does dictate the value of the home all the time. So the takeaway here in the Tri-Valley area is inventory is coming back. Prices are adjusting. Sales do show a split market depending on price and location. Next, let's look at the Lamorinda real estate market. And let's start with the inventory. Even with more listings coming on the market overall, this area actually saw year-over-year declines in active listings. And why is that? Because the Lamorinda area is right there, right after you get out of the tunnel. In Lafayette, the inventory is down 28%. In Moraga, the inventory is down 20%. And in Orinda, the inventory is down 41%. So while the broader market is opening up, Lamorinda is still experiencing pockets of tighter supply. And now I will talk about the median sale prices in the Lamorinda area. In Lafayette, the median sale prices are down 18%. We can see a noticeable correction. In Moraga, stayed very stable. In Orinda, down about 5%. That is a mild adjustment. This tells us buyers are becoming more price sensitive, especially at higher price points. Next is let's look at the number of homes sold in the Lamorinda area. The number of homes sold in the Lamorinda area go like this. In Lafayette, they were down 19%. In Moraga, they were down 10%. And in Orinda was down 25%. Buyers are still active and they want to buy a home because it is the number one best investment anybody can have. But they are taking their time. And the takeaway in Lamorinda area here is inventory varies by pockets. Prices are adjusting. They are not falling. Sales are happening. They are just taking longer time. And that brings us to the conclusion that we are in a balanced, negotiation-driven market. So from all those numbers, we can see that more homes are coming on the market. Buyers are taking longer time to make decisions, and home sellers need to be strategic. And most importantly, negotiation is back. We are no longer in a market with everything sells instantly with multiple offers. But also, I have to mention, we are not in a downturn. Home sellers have a lot of equity in their homes, and many of them are willing to take their house off the market and rent it if they do not get the price they want. We are in a healthy, balanced market where both sides, the sellers and the buyers, have a voice. My name is Heba Rayan. I am a realtor with Coldwell Banker in Danville here in the East Bay, and I was a former real estate appraiser. If you have any questions about your house, feel free to reach out. I always strategize for success.